Batman Arkham Knight. So Batman Arkham Knight is the third installment by Rocksteady and marks the fourth and final installment in the Arkham game series. So after the mediocre success of Batman Arkham Origins, Rocksteady thought it was time for them to step back in and put an end to their epic Arkham saga. So the basic premise of the game is that Scarecrow is about to unleash a fear toxin upon Gotham, which is going to make everyone lose their shit, turn against each other, and eventually wipe the entire city out. Whilst all this is going on, you have a new villain on the scene, a mercenary by the name of Arkham Knight. Now, the interesting thing about the Arkham Knight is he knows Batman back to front, not from a psychological standpoint, but from a physical standpoint. The Arkham Knight has trained his militias to target Batman in certain areas of his bat suit because he knows his weak points of the suit. He knows the tech, he knows how the suit works, he knows how Batman functions. And to me, that is really interesting because you've got an ultimate, if not on-par threat right there. Now, let me start off by saying the very first Arkham game that I played was Arkham City. So I was introduced to this massive world of Batman, and it absolutely blew me away. The next Arkham installment I played was Arkham Asylum, where you're only confined to the asylum. I still loved it. It was an amazing game, but obviously the scope of it wasn't as big as Arkham City. Then came along Arkham Origins. I had a lot of fun with the game, but something was missing. It didn't have that charm or that feel that Arkham Asylum nor Arkham City had. So like I said, not only are Rocksteady returning after Warner Bros. Montreal backed out after Arkham Origins, we also have Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill returning to voice Batman and the Joker. Now, it's not giving anything away that Mark Hamill is reprising his role for the Joker in this. We all knew he was cast as the Joker for Arkham Knight, but I'm not going to give away his reasoning for being in this game. Now, not only do you have two massive villains that are trying to take down Gotham and Batman, but you have all the other villains coming back together, and some of which you have to work with. And not to mention that this story is really, really dark and heavy, and it actually tugs at your heartstrings. So with all that being said, how does the game hold up? Absolutely blew me out of the water and surpassed my expectations. First off, I want to talk about the gameplay. Now, as we all know, Arkham Asylum and Arkham City did have rough gameplay, especially when it came to the hand-to-hand combat. For me personally, it was the takedown where you press the triangle and the R2 button, I think it is. That lagged a lot. It seems as though they've updated it, they've redesigned it so it's quicker and it has a faster reaction time. Now, not only is the combat updated, but you also have a new selection of moves that you can take out on bad guys. The tech has also been updated. Now, getting back to the story amongst the gameplay, I just want to mention it was really interesting, and this isn't giving anything away. You start to see Batman lose his mind. I'm not going to mention what happens, but there are some things in the game, and it actually happens a lot in the game, where you think he is starting to lose it. Everything that has happened to him up until this point is starting to get to him. Now, of course, one thing I have to talk about is we finally get to drive the Batmobile. After all our complaining, our bitching and moaning, Rocksteady listened. They said, let's let them drive the Batmobile. And I've got to say, they did a damn good job of designing it, making it functional. The only thing that shit me about it and shit me about the game was the tank mode. You'll be driving through Gotham City and the militia drone tanks will come out of nowhere, and you got to go into tank mode, and it was kind of like they just had to throw it in there so you could use this useless tank mode. But mind you, by the end of the game, I got pretty confident with it, so I actually don't mind it. Like, for instance, there's a couple of trials where you have to use the Batmobile, go through tunnels and solve puzzles, and to me, that just wasn't very Arkham-esque. Other than that, the Batmobile is absolutely badass. It's built like a brick shithouse. It sounds amazing. It's got some little tips of the hat to the Dark Knight Rises and the Dark Knight in terms of the sound effects. And it's amazing. You got like your booster at the back of the Batmobile. It flames up, and then you double tap X and you can glide out and kick the shit out of people. It's just absolutely glorious. You become the Batman. Now, for everyone that's played it, I've only gotten up to the basic ending. I still have to max out the game at 100% to get the full ending, but I thought I'd put my review up now of the basic storyline, the basic gameplay. I will eventually down the track do a spoiler-filled review, but for now, I'm taking my time with the game. I don't like to rush through these games because I know it's gonna eventually come to an end. Like, I took my absolute time with Arkham Origins, Arkham City, Arkham Asylum, because I knew I was invested in these games 100%. And when you reach the end of the game, you think, shit, I wish I had savored that more. So guys, overall, Batman Arkham Knight is an absolute and utter fitting end to the Arkham game series. I am going to miss them. I wish there were more coming out, but hey, you gotta go out with a bang, right? It's got an amazing story, amazing voice acting cast, great gameplay, improved gameplay, great use of the Batmobile, even though some parts are thrown in there deliberately. Guys, that didn't deter me one bit. I'm gonna give Batman Arkham Knight 5 geeks out of 5. So if you guys have played Batman Arkham Knight, please drop a comment below and let me know your thoughts. Was it a fitting end to the Arkham series? As always, thank you very much for your continuing support, and until next time, geeks, always remember, cosplayers do it best.